Okay, I have one popular thing that's making a comeback as requested, and then just a couple things to note alongside everything else that's kind of being pushed. So, pretty popular thing was the Haley AI Expert widget, which is the widget that will create assistants for you. We'll go through with that there, and if you need to turn it off, you'll notice these two new things up here. One is the ability to toggle the chat on and off because it does interfere with something like the inbox, right? Where if I'm trying to send a message, here it shows the send button, so you can move that if you need to. Also notifications, so if we have notifications that are do with billing or whatever for the sub account, we'll start to push these here with a little notification button so that everyone's in the know, at least until we get to the resend stuff. So we'll send them kind of in both places, but at least there's a notification center that'll start to populate here in the sub accounts, and then the workspaces will get some as well. Now, this was requested. I thought it was a great idea, especially for more people who are working on assistants as a team, right? You have VAs, whatever. So if you go into your assistants now, along with everything else, you'll notice team notes where you can go in here and you can leave notes as a team, basically on builds of AIs here. So I can go in here and leave a note. I could say, hey, XYZ, can you change prompt, please? And then send that, and then they can come in here and it'll have my name on there, and they can reply to that, and they can say, I already did, can you approve? And I could send that. And so the whole thing kind of works as like a little mini forum inside of the AI stuff. So if you need to work with a team on builds, or if you're working with a third party, you're working with a VA, you can have kind of like a conversational type space here to make notes on specific assistants as you build them out. So it was requested by someone. So I thought it was a pretty fun idea, and it's pretty easy to kind of pull off, especially as things get more complex, right? So team notes are now in the AI assistants as you work with your VAs. The thing that made a comeback besides this is, the whole rebilling thing. I just did a video over that, so check out that video. So the team notes in there, notifications here, and then the Haley widget here, where we can go in and we can have it create assistants on behalf of us. So let's just do an example here. I want a B2B SaaS sales assistant to qualify leads for me and book appointments. And this one is kind of trained to kind of get more information out of you, because a lot of people just say, I want that. And it's like, okay, well, what do you mean by that? What specific task? So this one's kind of trained to get that out of you. And I'll say, I need to know if the lead is using GoHighLevel or not, and if they are using AI or not. If they are using AI, what are they using? And so we'll just go through a conversation with this and see what it spits out. This is still kind of in beta as we get everything going on this one, especially on conversation logs with this. So especially because this is hosted on a third-party server, just to make sure that everything's running clean. So this is beta right now as we continue to kind of put this in prod. And this is a widget that will be released that you can use in your own stuff in the same way here. So we'll continue the conversation, kind of play around with it here, and see if it'll get us to create an assistant. Looks good. Let's have it create this assistant, and then maybe we can leave some notes with our new team notes. So it should ask us for a name. If not, it may just go ahead and create it for us if it kind of already has a name inside of it. Nope. Go ahead and create it for me, please. And so we'll create it. It takes a second because it's actually creating it live, kind of based off of the feedback. So it's trained to go through as much as it can with you to kind of like, pull stuff out of you, and then it'll use that information to be able to, go in there and create assistants for you. Kind of the same way that Generate Assistant does when you go to create a new assistant. It says Generate Assistant. This is just a very more complex way of doing it, where this one is highly trained to kind of pull information out of you, and you use that to kind of build an assistant based off of what you need. Right now it doesn't add tools or anything like that, but you see we have our new assistant added here. And if we go in here, we can see the prompting, which is really, really nice. So this is kind of a perfect task-based framework. Gave us a nice name there. And then all you really need to do here is add the tools, and you're done, right? So check availability, book appointment, reschedule, cancel, check, update some information, whatever here, right? So that's all you need to do to get these going. And so maybe we'll even go in here and use our new notes, right? And we'll say, hey, at whoever, right? Let's say Jason, can you take a look and test this for me, please? And then Jason can come back and say no, right? And we can just go back and forth all day, right? But hopefully this makes collaboration a little bit easier. Hopefully this makes assistant creation a little bit easier. You can toggle it off here. You'll see your notifications here. Rebilling is live with the wallet balances. You can see it here. All this stuff is processing now on the sub account level. If you enable rebilling, just did a video on that. But just some popular stuff that I decided to bring back popular demand. So happy Tuesday.